Hello, good morning viewers. I'm Farid Lastanto. Welcome the news update. I will accompany you to listen to some break news, some actual news, and some latest news in this morning. The first news is from Minister of Communication has said Indonesian plans to issue regulation to set a minimum age for user of social media, a move aimed at protecting children. The plans follow Australia's decision to ban children under 16 from accessing social media, with fines for tech giant from Instagram and Facebook owner Meta to TikTok if they failed to prevent children accessing their platform. Minister Media Hafid didn't say what the minimum age would be in Indonesia. He remarks made late on Monday, January 13, came after media discussed the plan with Presiden Prabowo Subianto.
Memang membahas tentang bagaimana kita melindungi anak-anak kita di ranah digital. Kita tahu Presiden sangat concern dengan digitalisasi.
Internet penetration in Indonesia, a country of about 280 million people, reached 79.5% last year, according to a survey of 8,700 people by the Indonesia Internet Service Provider Association. The survey showed 14.8% children under 12 had access to the internet, with some respondents of that age group using Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. The survey showed 14.8% of children under 12 had access to the internet, with some respondents of that age group using Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. The survey showed internet penetration was 87% among Gen Z users, or those aged 12 to 27. Despite platforms like TikTok and Facebook requiring minimum age of 13, similar debates on age graduation are underway in Singapore, Malaysia, and Norway, highlighting a global push to shield minors from potential online risks. To facilitate this regulation, Indonesia government plan to draft interim measure will collaborate with Parliament of Conversi Laws. Minister Hafid emphasized President Prabowo Subianto's support for prioritizing child protection in digital realm. One country that has already implemented age restriction for social media users is Australia, where children under 16 are prohibited from using platforms like Snapchat, TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook.
Reaction globally on the very apps expected to be the target of it, including TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, and X.
Do we all agree that this is good but bad at the same time?
Under the new law, tech companies will be required to take reasonable steps to verify a user's age and prohibit those under 16 from creating an account.
The law also imposes strict penalty on tech companies that fail to comply, including fines up to $50 million Aussie, or in rupiah 516 billion. This approach may serve a model for the potential regulation that Indonesia could introduce, ensure stricter enforcement, and protect its younger population in the digital space.
Tapi pada prinsipnya gini, sambil menjembatani aturan yang lebih ajak, pemerintah akan mengeluarkan aturan pemerintah terlebih dahulu. Gitu, sambil kemudian kajian yang terkait dengan perlindungan anak lebih kuatnya lagi, yang memang tidak bisa di ranah kementerian karena harus melibatkan DPR, itu juga kita akan siapkan.
And that was the news is the morning. I'm Farid Lastanto. See you next time.
Good morning and welcome to today's news coverage. Our focus today is on Jeju Air, the leading airline in South Korea, that has been gaining attention for its recent developments. Stay with us, we explore the latest updates and what they mean for the aviation industry. A GUR Boeing 737-800 crashed in Muan on December 29, 2024. The flight data recorder FDR from the aircraft was sent to the United States on January 6. The National Transportation Safety Board will attempt to extract data from the device. The VDR was damaged during the crash. The flight data recorder FDR from the Jeju Air crash was sent to the US on January 6 for analysis by the National Transportation Safety Board. The crash, which occurred on December 29, tragically killed 179 people, with only 2 crew members surviving. Recovery efforts at the crash site in Muan are slowed down by heavy snow and strong winds. The airport will remain closed until January 14. Initial investigation suggests a bird strike might have caused engine failure during the landing. This led to a high-speed ground landing, resulting in the crash. Jeju Air has apologized to the victim families and expressed their deepest sympathies.
먼저 제주항공을 아껴주시는 모든 분들께 머리 숙여 사과의 말씀을 드립니다. 무엇보다 이번 사고로 인해서 유명을 달리하신 탑승객 분들과 유가족분들께 깊은 애도와 사과의 말씀을 올립니다. 현재로서는 사고의 원인을 가늠하기 어렵고 관련 정부 기관의 공식적인 조사 발표를 기다려야 하는 상황입니다.
Our deepest condolences to the victim families. We hope they find strength during this difficult time. Thank you for joining us. Good morning and see you the next time.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning viewers, I'm Razan Ahmad Zarfan from Breaking News, Bring News on Today. Las Vegas Cybertruck suspect used ChatGPT to plan blaze, police say. Washington. The suspected driver of the Tesla Cybertruck that exploded outside the Trump International Hotel in Las Vegas on New Year's Day used popular chatbot ChatGPT to plan the blaze, officials told reporters on Tuesday, January 7. The suspect used ChatGPT to try and work out how much explosive was needed to trigger the blaze, officials said. Authorities last week identified the person found that inside the Cybertruck as Matthew Liebersberger, 37, an active duty Army soldier from Colorado Springs, and said he acted alone. The FBI says the incident appeared to be a case of suicide. The Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department said on Tuesday the Cybertruck blaze was the first incident on US soil where ChatGPT had been used to build an explosive device. Critics of artificial intelligence have warned it could be harnessed for harmful purposes, and the Las Vegas attack could add to the criticism. Of particular note, we also have clear evidence in this case now that the suspect used ChatGPT artificial intelligence to help plan his attack, Sheriff Kevin MC Mahil of the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department told a press conference. This is the first incident that I'm aware of on US soil where chatbot ChatGPT is utilized to help an individual build a particular device, MC Mahil added. ChatGPT maker OpenAI said the company was committed to seeing AI tools used responsible and that its models are designed to reverse harmful interaction. In this case, ChatGPT responded with information already publicly available on the internet and provided warnings against harmful or illegal activities, the company said in a statement cited by Axios. The FBI says there was no definite link between a truck attack in New Orleans that killed more than a dozen people and the Cybertruck explosion, which left 7 with minor injuries. They added the suspect had no animosity toward US President-elect Donald Trump and probably had post-traumatic stress disorder. Leavesburger's phone had a six-page manifesto that authorities were investigating, police said. Well, that's all the news today. Thank you for watching and have a great day. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello, let me introduce myself, Brilian Al-Fatir. From class 12 TKJ 3, here I will broadcast about Shin Tae-yong. Okay, there are 3 pieces of news today that concern Shin Tae-yong. On today's January 7, 2025, here are the highlights. Shin Tae-yong's son comment on his father. Dismissal from Indonesian national team coach position. Please admit someone. Region use Prabowo's funds for free meal program and PSSI share Eric Thohir Denies. Pressure from football mafia in Shin Tae-yong dismissal. 1. Shin Tae-yong's son comment on his father dismissal from Indonesian national team coach position was fired by PSSI from his position as coach of the Indonesian national team. His son Shin Jae-won expressed his disappointment and curiosity over decision. Shin Jae-won considered the dismissal decision announcement on Monday, January 6, 2025 to be unfair according to him. Indonesian current level ranked 12-7 out of in the world was thanks to his father hard work to approximately 5 years as the architect of the Kurd team. Please admit some region use Prabowo's funds for free meal program. The presidential communications office head Hassan Nasbi admitted that some regions are still utilizing President Prabowo Subianto personal fund to support the recently launched free nutrition meal program. This admission comes despite the official nationwide rollout of the program. Yesterday, across 26 provinces involving nutrient fulfillment service units, SPBGs that will serve as public kitchens. In Kendari, they are still relying on remaining trial funds profit by Park Prabowo confirmed Hassan Hasbi on Monday, January 6. He clarified that once these personal funds are depleted, the program will transition to its allocate 70 trillion baht from the state's budget. PCSI, Kiara Eric Sohir, Denius pressure from football mafia in Sintayong, dismissal, the general chair from the Indonesian Football Association, PSSI, Eric Sohir, emphasized that there was no pressure from anyone in the decision to dismiss the Indonesian national team coach Shin Taeyong. Eric conveyed this in a press conference at the Danrex Tower, Jakarta, Monday, January 7, 2025, when answering questions from journalists. Eric dismission all assumptions that he was pressured by several parties from the football mafia, the PSSI XO, in dismissing ST. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Hello everyone, NASA's Parker Solar Probe has made history, flying closer to the sun than ever before. This record-breaking mission is uncovering new insights into our star. Stay tuned for more. NASA's pioneering Parker Solar Probe made history Tuesday, flying closer to the sun than any other spacecraft, with its heat shield exposed to scorching temperatures topping 930 degrees Celsius. Launched in August 2018, the spaceship is on a 7-year mission to deepen scientific understanding of our star and help forecast space weather events that can affect life on Earth. Tuesday's historic flyby should have occurred at precisely 6:53 a.m., although mission scientists will have to wait until Friday for confirmation, as they lost contact with the craft for several days due to its proximity to the sun.
This because when I say we're going within 4 million miles, people go, well, that's not that close. But that's how close we are. It is that close.
If the distance between Earth and the Sun is the equivalent to the length of an American football field, the spacecraft should have been about 4 yards from the end zone at the moment of closest approach, known as perihelion. So effective is the heat shield that the probe's internal instrument remain near room temperature around 29 degrees Celsius as it explores the sun's outer atmosphere. Is called the corona. Parker will also be moving at a blistering pace of around 430,000 meters per hour, fast enough to fly from the United States capital Washington to Japan's Tokyo in under a minute. By venturing into these extreme conditions, Parker has been helping scientists tackle some of the sun's biggest mysteries. How solar wind originates, why corona is hotter than the surface below, and how corona mass ejections, massive clouds of plasma that hurl through space, are formed. The Christmas Eve flyby is the first of 3 record-setting closed passes, with the next 2 on March 22 and June 19, 2025. Both expected to bring the probe back to a similarly close distance from the sun.
Good morning viewers, I'm Ahmad Daniel Safron, who will bring today's news about Google Magic Pixel successfully launches India's first private satellite constellation. India's space startup Pixel launches 3 of its 6 hyperspectral imaging satellites aboard a SpaceX rocket from California on Tuesday.
The satellites were launched at 1915 just after midnight in India from the Vandenberg Space Force Base. A live telecast from SpaceX showed the launch marked a milestone for the country, growing private space sector, and for Google Big Pixel, a 5-year-old startup. The satellites aim to use hyperspectral imaging, a technology that captures highly detailed data across hundreds of live bands to serve industries such as agriculture, mining, environmental monitoring, and defense. Such technology can help deliver insight into improving crop yields in India, agrarian economy, track research, monitor oil spill, and geographic boundaries in much better detail than current technology allows. The remaining 3 satellites are expected to be deployed in the second quarter of the year. The SpaceX rocket is also carrying a satellite from another Indian space company, Diganatara. The startup plans to add 18 more spacecraft to the 6 it has already developed, Ahmed said, adding that Pixel has signed up around 65 clients, including Rio Tinto, British Petroleum, and India's Ministry of Agriculture, with some already paying for data from its demos satellites.
1 minute 15 seconds in the flight.
The news I can convey. I am Ahmad dari Sabroni. Say goodbye, thank you, and see you.